gonna be all right. My clique, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Trick Daddy, you got it, gang. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want some, come get some. Ooh, yeah! And this is the FTW Future Focus Daddy, and this is the return of your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black. Oh, yeah, dig it! Aside from some terrible impressions, I am back, ladies and gentlemen, your not-so-humble correspondent. It's good to be here. Glasses are for eye protection from the surgery, and that's coming along, recovering. It's good to be back. And my introductions this week fall to me again, and to the person to my to your right on my screen, the wonderful master of wine, women, song, and cigars, and professional wrestling besides. He is Tony Motown Allen. How you doing, sir?
You know what I love about the intro, Rob? As you're introducing me, as you return, the Macho Man is on the show, but on Uncle Phil's stream, we got some pussy as soon as the show started.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Tony draws first blood as soon as I get onto the screen, and that is a record. Now,
man, it looked like some good pussy.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
That's what a $3,000 cat looks like.
Shit. I didn't spend $3,000 on the pussy that I married. The fuck?
Thank you for joining us on FT. That's 3 in a row, and we're not even done with the introductions yet. Speaking of which, to my caddy corner.
Hey, it's good having you back, Rob.
Unbelievable. Okay. To my caddy corner, the man from Indianapolis, Indiana, with 40 years plus worth of professional wrestling experience and a good goddamn handsome man. He is the Gadget Man, Chris Woods. How's that for an introduction, sir?
Hey, man, when you're right, you're right. I'm back, quintessential, handsome as ever. You know, if I must say, goddamn handsome. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You right, Bob. You right.
Hey, at least you're not looking like Ray Charles right now.
Oh.
I thought I was the one drinking Uncle Phil.
Oh, now come on. Enough of the sitcoms.
Wait, but I'm trying to figure out. I want to get introduced to the little blonde that was in Bobby's screen, though.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh, come on, we're gonna hit 5 before the intro. And to my bottom right is the silent but deadly, the Tony Khan hater, and the master of all things women's wrestling. He is the marvelous Marcus Buckley. How you doing, sir?
You know, this was a great day in Chicago weather-wise, but that's about it.
That's far as it goes.
Marcus, can I say something in your defense?
I'd rather not, but go ahead.
Well, when they describe you as silent but deadly, you know they're describing a fart, right? So I don't think they.
Come on.
All right, Uncle Phil.
Like I said,
I'm just saying. When every time they say it, I'm going damn. When every time I say it, that's what I'm thinking. You might have to change his intro.
That is not the origin of that.
Yeah.
Silent but deadly.
We are very happy to have the marvelous one here with us.
Fart is silent but violent.
Okay, can we move on from this?
Yeah. And last but not least, the man who will be joining us in and out periodically because he is a working gentleman. He is the founder of our feast, the president of FTW Network. He is the mastermind, Bobby Rogers. Good to be back with you, sir. How you doing? Bobby,
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Rob. I'm just over here at work, but having a good time, and I'm so happy that I'm happy that we got going, and fuck them Bucks.
Oh God! That was practically perfect. But I'm sure Bobby will be coming in and out periodically because he's working at the hotel, and he's got stuff going. All right, our first segment is Week in Review. And we're going to go counterclockwise here. So we're going to start out with the Gadget Man. Your show, what are you covering this week?
SmackDown, and it was a decent show. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. The Bloodline storyline is boring without Reigns and Jey Uso. It just is. Jimmy and Solo are sidekicks. They're trying hard as hell with Paul Heyman, but you see they had to bring John Cena back to breathe life into this. But Jimmy is he's trying too hard. That's all I can say. Jay, there's something natural about how Jay acts, his facials, his promo. It just looks like Jimmy's pushing it. Then we go in. Austin Theory, something's changed, but his heel work is fantastic. I'm a fan of Austin Theory. It's just his sidekick looks like another version of him. What's his name? Grayson Waller?
Grayson Waller.
I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, there's two Austin Theories on my screen. They look like, remember when the Bros in TNA, when it was, I forgot what their name was, but they had a tag team called the Bros. And both of the guys looked alike. They had the same wrestling skill. It just doesn't work for me. But then we get into the Street Profits. This aggression that they're showing as heels is just what they needed for a character change. I'm digging the faction with Bobby Lashley. Him being a mouthpiece is different. He's always had a manager like an MVP, or even when he had Leo Rush. But Bobby Lashley, this is some of his best work. I'm being honest with you. I buy it. He's on God tier status as a wrestler. He's been a world champion. He's been on other federations and won titles. So his stature's set in place, and he's getting the Street Profits over. So I'm digging this Street Profits versus the LWO and their aggression. The three-way, sign me up at Fastlane. They set up Asuka, Charlotte, and Io. But once again, Bayley done bit off more than she can chew and got Io, and Io looked salty when Bayley was like, yes, let's do a three-way. Io looked shitty as hell, and I'd have been mad too, because it's going to look like it's stacked against her. So if she can get through this match, I hope this isn't a match just to put the belt back on Charlotte, because I like Io having the belt. It's refreshing to see the belt on somebody new, and I think it also builds up other women in the division by putting the belt. Charlotte doesn't need the belt. She's won it 14 times. You know what I mean? The best part of the show, though, was the main event. And John Cena's a main event no matter when he comes on the show. But LA Knight is showing you what a baby face and what being over is all about. We've seen this with Sammy. We've seen this with Daniel Bryan. We've seen this with Kofi, where the fans tell you what we want. We want LA Knight. He's got everything. I made a list of things that he checks off. Catchphrase. Yeah. Look. Yeah. Is he over with the fans? Do we like him? Yeah. His work weight. When he's does his moves look good? When he's wrestling, does he sell? Yeah. I mean, he gets the biggest pops. He's selling. He's saving Cena's ass. If they fuck this up like they did Sammy, I'm done with WWE. To me, this guy's the future world champion. I take him over Cody right now. I can see LA Knight versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I already see it. Sign me up for it. This guy is so over. Don't tell us don't get mad at us because we want this guy in WWE. Tell us no, you can't have him. I'm not. No, not this time. Give us what the hell we want. We want LA Knight.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But him closing out the show, he made the bloodline, swap palatable. Like I said, they were born at the beginning of the show. You put LA Knight in the mix. Now the bloodline's interesting again. So that's SmackDown, like I said, 3.5 out of 5.
All right, let me say this real quick. Thank you for being patient with the technical difficulties. We do appreciate it. It's been technical difficulties on there and technical difficulties here also. But wanted to say, Rob, in front of everybody, glad you're back. You're looking like a white Stevie Wonder right there. So, but glad to have you back. It's good to see you.
Thank you, man.
Doing well, because you had me worried there for a while, dude. You did, straight up. So
well, I'm back and ready to rock and roll. Bobby, what show are you covering?
I was covering NXT. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Again, I'm pressed on a couple of issues I'm dealing with, but NXT was a good show. The notables that I have was Butch versus Coffee. I mean, Butch Coffee sounds kind of hard. Sounds like a brand that you can buy at the store. But other than that, I mean, this match was off the charts. These two could hit hard. I mean, Gallus has always been on point, But I mean, Butch is just that dude's on point, man. They need to let this man go on about his business and do his things and things up his studs. He's wasting his time with Sheamus. But Coffee looked real good too. Real aggressive. Got a good look to him. I don't know. I mean, I think he's overshadowed by the other two that's there. I think they need to do more heel work with him alone. But I can see him going singles as well. But his brother's there, loves a cup of coffee. So, I mean, too much caffeine at one time, I guess. Yeah. I'm still reeling from a couple of matches on there. But I'm trying to remember them. And again, this came up and just totally blew my train of thought out. So I do want to apologize to everyone about my review. I'm just going to go ahead and list it on the Motown Wrestling fan page, my review on NXT. Once I get my head together, because this jumped off, it just totally threw me off balance. And let everybody else go. You guys go ahead. Go to the next one. I think it's going to be Dynamite. Who has Dynamite?
Dynamite was supposed to be me, but I unfortunately watched Collision instead because my schedule got mixed around.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm right. He's going to do Collision. I got to do a quick review on Dynamite.
All right, go ahead, Motown.
Hold on, wait. It sucked. Yeah, I got you. I ain't tripping. All right, cool.
Well, on my end, everybody's screen froze and everybody sounds like a robot.
Well, that's your end because my screens are fine.
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah, me too.
You might need to log back in.
Okay.
I don't know. He might do that.
All right, I'll try it.
All right, we'll figure it out. But Tony, you've got Dynamite.
All right, we're gonna make this quick because I didn't really do a review. Just kind of looked over what happened, but Ray Phoenix versus Jeff Jarrett. When this day came out, I was just like, why? When I watched the match, I was like, why? It was forgettable. The only thing that I liked about the match was the fact that Ray Phoenix won. Then you had Don Callis' family out there doing an interview. I was struggling to stay awake. But then you had a three-way. I might not like scramble matches, but Motown loves a three-way. And this three-way, though, involved Nick Jackson versus Brian Cage versus Claudio Castagnoli.
I thought you were going to say Paige, DMD, and, Willow Nightingale. I was getting happy there for a second.
Oh, man. Now, that's a three-way. I'll be the fourth one in that three-way.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm trying
But
to
this,
see places. I'd be fourth and
but
fifth, but go ahead.
but the funny thing is though, when this match started, I'm like, okay, you got Nick Jackson, singles match. You got Brian Cage, and I always like Brian Cage since the Lucha Underground days. And you had Claudio Castagnoli. Wasn't sure who was going to win, but I was pretty sure who was going to lose.
Nope.
Only kind of like, hold my beer. We got one of the best wrestlers in the world in this match. We got a powerhouse in this match. No, we got a little bitty tag team midget win this motherfucker.
Yep.
And it sucked that he won because it kind of took the air out the cell of this match because the match was actually decent until Nick won. I was enjoying it until he won. It made no sense that he won. Typical.
That finish was weird too. That Hurricane Rana into the pin.
Yeah.
I was like, what? How many times do we have to see the Lucha Brothers, some combination fight the Young Bucks? They're always fighting. It's the same matches over and over again.
You threw Brian Cage in there to add a little element of power, though, but it was just like, I didn't get why they had it. I just didn't get it at all.
You know they're going to put the belt on them.
Make the Bucks look good. That's why they.
You know they're going to put that belt on them too. You know they will.
Then we had the Better Than You Baby promo, which I really enjoyed. I know, like, I'm probably the minority on the show that's enjoying these two together, but I love these two together, so I'm entertained when they come out there and everything. You know, they were going to forfeit the titles. MJ like, nah, I didn't wrestle 2 matches in one night versus forfeit these belts. Because no matter how y'all feel about these two together, one thing y'all gotta admit, since Better Than You Baby became a team, we have seen way more wrestling matches out of MJF.
But not world title matches.
Hey,
secondary tag team matches.
Baby steps. I know, because we got our world champion and handicap Ring of Honor tag team match instead of a world title match at our pay-per-view in a few hours. I know. But he's wrestling though, so we're making progress. Then we go to
how come the Undisputed Era looks like a how come everybody from the Undisputed Era looks like they're in the hospital? You got one guy with a neck brace and one guy with a boot.
And you got one guy really in it. Because I think Kyle Riley.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think it's a work? Is it a work, or is he really injured?
Oh, Strong? Or
the Roderick Strong's at work.
No, Adam Cole. Is he really? Is he injured, or is it a work?
Oh, it's not
the X-rays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because with Adam Cole, I wasn't sure either, Chris, but I thought we were gonna get that answer tonight. All right,
that's what I thought.
Then we go to a fatal 4-way. No, after we have a 3-way with a Buck, now we got a fatal 4-way with a Buck. We got Penta versus Matt Jackson versus Orange Cassidy versus somebody else. I can't read my writing there. It wasn't important. And then when this match happened after the 3-way, I was sure Matt Jackson was going to win, but he didn't win. But Orange Cassidy, of course, did because, you know, that's all he does. It was a decent match. I didn't watch this the same way as a triple threat because I was just like, I just knew Matt was going to win and he didn't. But I'm just over Orange. I'm really over Orange. I'm happy Matt didn't win. I'm happy it was Orange over Matt, though. But I wish Penta won this match. Daryl should have won this one. But it is what it is. Then we go to our last match of the night. But before we do the last match of the night, I will say this, because after the last match of the night, they had the contract signing with Swerve and Adam Page. All right, so now let's move on to the last match of the night, because that contract signing had me less motivated to watch that shit tonight. Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart. It was an okay match. The match served its purpose for what they're doing. I do like how they're building up Julia Hart, considering it's a weak-ass division, and they're doing everything they can to actually make something out of one of the women in there. Willow Nightingale looked good in this match as well, even though she had to put Julia Hart over. and then you had the promo at the end to set up the match with Julia Hart and Chris Statlander. Would you have Brody King out there with Julia Hart? The only thing I don't get with the House of Black as they're building up Julia Hart is where are the other two members of the House of Black? Like, why is it like when Julia Hart's out there and you're building her up to be a big deal, it's not big enough for half your faction to be there? Like anything these guys do together, they do together. Like anytime you see anybody involved, everybody's there. You're trying to make her out to be a big deal, but it doesn't feel like the faction itself even look at her as a big deal. And I think they're just kind of dropping the ball on that.
Another serious question.
Mm-hmm.
You are telling me right now that they put Julia, I weigh 30 pounds with a brick on my shoe hard over Willow Nightingale. Are you serious?
The woman got the longest winning streak in AEW right now. She's supernatural. Jody, sir, she's supernatural.
Ain't nothing natural about that at all. Go ahead, my bad. I just wanted to make sure I heard it right because
Oh yeah, she definitely won that match. It was a good match though, and the way they did it, I thought that it was believable how they had her win. But it just throws me off that like House of Black is not their leader and one of your best workers I haven't seen them on TV in the last couple of weeks as they're doing this build though. So that's the only thing that kind of really thrown me off with this whole thing. But I am looking forward to Julia versus Chris Statlander tonight. So we'll see how that goes. But that was Dynamite in a nutshell.
Cool. Marcus, you had Raw?
Yeah, I had Raw. Okay. So the show starts off again with Cody, and he's placating to the crowd, doing the typical babyface thing. And he starts talking about Jay and reminding everybody that since Jay's on Raw, somebody has to be drafted to SmackDown. So now they're teasing that. And basically said he had his own reasons for having Jay come to Raw. Then out comes Judgment Day. And, doing their typical heel thing. And Cody responds by saying, all three of you guys titles are on the line tonight. And once Mommy comes back, all you all are going to be titleless. And then, of course, that leads to Judgment Day getting ready to jump Cody. Out comes Jay. Then they say, hey, we still got the numbers 3-on-2. Then from the crowd comes Sammy and KO. And then they retreat. Then JD McDonough comes out with 2 chairs. And all of them go to the ring except for Priest. So now it's 4-on-3 with 2 guys having chairs. And they beat the shit out of Judgment Day. Then Priest decides to come in. And he gets his ass beat, and the heels retreat. Next, we have Otis versus Bronson Reed in a typical big guy match where they bump into each other and toss each other around for about 10 minutes, and Reed gets the win with that. Then we have what do we have here after that? Then we have the match where Becky comes out and joins the commentating. And no, I'm ahead of myself. Becky comes out and does a promo, and she has Tegan Knox come out, basically saying, "I expected you to take advantage of the open challenge, not Natty." And Tegan says, "Well, I respected her, yada yada yada," and which of course sets up a match with Tegan against Natty, in which Tegan wins. On that. And let's see what was next. Then we have actually have a actual real wrestling match. Kaiser against Tommaso Ciampa, which actually was good. I don't remember the last time I actually saw 2 guys actually wrestle on Raw. So that was actually surprised to see. But again, I would say it was a decent wrestling match in which Ciampa wins. Then what do we have? We had backstage with the Judgment Day, basically saying Priest mad at everybody and JD McDonough comes in. He kicks him out. He kicks him out the locker room. So it looks like McDonough is especially going to join Judgment Day, and Priest is going to get kicked out the group. It look like where they're going with that. Then we have Seth Rollins entrance. He does his typical stupid ass dance and his stupid ass outfit with his stupid ass sunglasses on, that stupid ass song, and we're in this stupid ass storyline where he's the champion, and yet he's the one throwing out the challenge to Nakamura, and Nakamura making him wait. So he says, "This is your last chance. If not, I'm moving on." So now, of course, Nakamura has to they do a story of everything they've been doing for the past month, and and Nakamura accepts to a last man standing match for the pay-per-view. Then we have backstage interview with Ricochet on crutches, where basically saying he has unfinished business with Nakamura. Who cares? Then we have the Dragon Lee match versus Dom. So we have an NXT title match on Raw. Okay. Which was an okay match, which Dom wins. Okay. Next, what do we have next here? Oh shit. We have I can't read my right neither. Nia Jax interview, for which she says, I squashed her, and Zoe Starks comes out and pretty much gets her ass kicked in a squash. I was just happy that she walked away healthy. Thank God for Zoe. Okay. And so
Nia's a bad promo. She remind me of Sable.
Yeah.
Before you move on, though, the one thing that disappointed me with that is the fact that you build months into her getting over on Trish Stratus,
right,
for her to get squashed by Nia Jax.
And not only that, they build in Shayna, beating the shit out of not Rhea, what's her name, and they're doing nothing with her. They're just bad booking all around.
I don't understand why they're not booking Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. Considering the last time we seen Nia before her return was Shayna Baszler taking her out. That shit wipes itself.
Exactly. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But then we have Miz TV with Drew, and they're basically, Drew was like, "Look, I don't give a fuck about nobody. I'm only out for me right now." And then New Day comes out basically saying Drew is a coward. He has no balls, which leads to a match with Drew and Kofi, and which Drew wins, of course. And then the Viking Raiders come out and beat the shit out of New Day. Then we have a backstage promo with Imperium, where they're basically teasing kicking Giovanni out the group because he loses, which leads to the main event of the tag titles. New Day versus Sammy and
Owens.
And Owens, and which of course McDonough interferes again, and Judgment Day gets the win. And that was Raw.
Well, I am going to make Collision short and sweet because I didn't really have any notes prepared on it. But Collision was basically a go home for tonight, and they basically went through all the angles. They set up Statlander and Julia Hart really well. There were most of the matches. The problem with Collision is that every match is good, but they're sticking in too much extra crap, and it's starting to drive me nuts with Collision, especially with the long interviews. The Jericho and Omega promo that they did against the Callis family went like super long and was completely unnecessary, but the matches they did have were excellent. Robinson and El Idolo was fantastic. I don't know where they're taking that feud, but it's going to be good. The main event was a really good. It was a scramble, obviously, but it worked out, and they set up Sabre Jr. and Danielson really well. Can't wait for that match. And the matches tonight were really well led into for Collision. So short and sweet, that's Collision for this week. Next week, I'll have Dynamite, and I'll be more in depth.
Next week you'll have Dynamite. I'm taking over Raw, and Marcus I have Collision.
Thank God.
Sweet. Okay. Moving on to NXT No Mercy. We're going to be doing the review of that. Motown, if you have the list of matches.
I got the card, yes.
All right, excellent. So you
all
lead
right,
us
so
off.
for No Mercy, we opened up with I skipped the pre-show because I don't know if you guys watched the pre-show match. I didn't.
I didn't either.
It was
Okay,
a girls
cool.
match. It was a girls match.
It was a girls match, yeah. Blair Davenport won.
Yes.
Bum ass Baron Corbin versus Braun Breaker. I was gonna start with Chris, but he's spinning on my screen, so we'll kick this off with Marcus.
Okay. I actually thought this was a pretty good match. I gave it 3.5. I mean, in my opinion, the match started out on being on the floor too long for my taste until they actually got to the ring. But other than that, I think both guys made each other look good. But I don't understand why Breaker is jobbing to Corbin. I'm hoping that this is leading to something. I don't know if it's was something with Von Wagner since Robert Stone interfered. You know, but I don't understand why Breaker would be jobbing to him. I mean, his character to me over the last 3-4 months, they haven't used Breaker effectively at all, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this guy needs to be on the main roster. I mean, his heel work has been really good. You know, since he turned.
It's breaking up, and it sounds like they're robots.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just interested to see what are they doing with Breaker. I mean, if they're calling him up to the main roster, then putting over Corbin, unless Corbin is going to stay in NXT, that's the only thing I could think of that would make sense for Corbin getting a win over Breaker. But overall, I thought it was a good match. I gave it 3.5.
Okay, I'm gonna go next. I want to piggyback off Marcus' reviews because me and him do think a lot alike sometimes. He won't say to me daddy, but we do think a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff. I was the same way as you. I gave the match a 3. I did enjoy the match. I did not enjoy the ending of it though, because first of all, as Chris was said time and time again, and probably gonna say when he reviews this, we've been talking about Braun Breaker being called up for over a year now, though. So, like, him, I don't really look at this as like he's getting called up move because we've been there, done that with Braun Breaker. And no matter what, there is no scenario in my head whatsoever for this to make sense to me. You can't say Baron Corbin at this point in his career. With everything that has happened over the last couple of years, you're not going to elevate this man to be a megastar. It's not happening. But you have a potential megastar in Braun Breaker, and you have him job to Baron Corbin. No, this ain't job to Carmelo Anthony, or is like somebody that's really good or up and coming or anything like that.
Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
He dropped a bum ass Corbin. Granted, the finish to the match was excellent. I hate that Baron Corbin won this match, but I enjoyed the match and I enjoyed the finish. The way they did it with the interference and that led into the end of days. And I'll be honest with you, that was one of the best end of days that Baron Corbin hit in quite some time. That was like young as in a days Baron Corbin right there. When he hit that, I knew it was over. Solid finish. Solid match. Makes no sense to me though at all. Even if you're calling him up, you call him up after he lost to a main roster person. Like, makes no sense at all. None. But I gave the match a 3 though, because I really did enjoy that match. And I did enjoy the end of days. Like, we hit that. It was solid. And the one thing I did like about Braun Breaker in this match, because we criticized like how he jumped out other matches and look like he phoned it in. I didn't feel like he phoned it in on this one. All right, so next up, Chris, since you're on, why we got you on here? What's your thoughts, Chris? Chris?
Can you hear us?
Let's move on.
All right.
Okay.
Rob, what do you think?
Well, I don't know what you guys were watching. I gave this a 1.5.
Oh,
I couldn't stand this match. Number one, the entrances were the biggest clump of cliches that I've seen in a long time. Especially
Wait. Before you go on. Side note, I didn't see the entrance. I tuned in about 5-10 minutes late.
Oh God, it was terrible. They were trying to make Corbin into the Undertaker. He rode in on a damn motorcycle.
oh yeah.
Which was stupid as hell. Number two, and Breaker came out first, and he had a damn wolf's head on where he was a cross between Mantar and a furry. It was stupid. And that set the tone for the match for me, because after that, it was just plodding. Breaker looked like he was just phoning it in to keep Corbin in the game. Corbin looks like a 50-year-old truck driver, emaciated to the gills. And the pace was just so ridiculously wrong that the whole match just didn't work for me. And the fact that Corbin went over just completely killed the whole momentum of the opening match for me. So number one, they need to stop trying with Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's not going to work. Just leave him be. Two, either shit or get off the pot with Braun Breaker. One or the other, either job him into oblivion or put him on the main roster. But this was a disaster, 1.5 stars.
Okay. One thing I would like for us to talk about one day is the finish, the people, whoever goes over, how that affect matches though, because for me that kind of took away from the match itself too. I enjoyed the match until the finish.
Well,
To be honest with you.
there were pacing issues. There were it looked like two guys who were going through the motions to me, and especially Corbin, who they are desperate to try to make him work, and it's not going to work. I'm sorry.
It feels like, I mean, and I get what you're saying on that with Corbin, because I enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed it more for Braun Breaker, and I think I was happy that I didn't feel like he phoned it in like he did in the past. But you're right though about Corbin though, because I really feel like they're at this point right now where like the machine is putting more work into Corbin than Corbin's putting into Corbin.
Yeah.
All right, but we're gonna move on to our next match.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio, your North American champion, without Mommy, versus Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. We're going to lead this off with Rob. Since you just talked last year, go first on this one.
Actually, I gave this match a 3. I actually enjoyed it very much. Dominic has very much improved. This match took its time for good reasons, because they were using a very clear heel face dynamic. And in that case, they were milking the crowd instead of just stalling and going through the motions. Williams is a good up and comer, and he really brought Dominic up to another level. And the fact that they gave him the belt was a refreshing little tidbit to this match. So I gave it a 3. It was very entertaining.
All right, Marcus, what you think?
I also gave it a 3. I'm gonna tell you, Dominic has really benefited from being in NXT this last month or so.
Yeah.
I mean, his wrestling has really improved. You know, we forget that he started out on the main roster.
Mhm.
So this is why was the point I was making last week about Jade. Yes, she has all the star potential and star quality in the world, but she has not been in the ring a lot. That's why, I mean, I understand why she's on the main roster, but like Dom, I think they will both benefit from some time in NXT.
Yeah.
But the match was good. I thought the right guy won with Trick. You know, he's really over now, and I mean, since it is the NXT title, it should really be on NXT.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see what direction they're going with Trick now, considering what's going to happen later on tonight. But a decent match.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3.
And it really switches the dynamic between Williams and Hayes. And
Yeah.
I'm really
Right.
curious to see where
Right.
that goes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, let me go ahead and tell you a little tidbit of what's going to happen.
Okay.
Carmelo lost his title. Trick wins his title. Trick has always been a buddy and said, I'm not going to go against Carmelo, blah, 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 blah. Carmelo is known to be O.J. Simpson and will stab you in the back. Carmelo's going to turn on Trick.
Ah.
I can see that.
And Trick has the best title. And Carmelo's so used to being a champion, he can't stand it. It's going to turn on him, and there's going to be a battle with the boys from there.
Now, Bobby, do you really think that Carmella is going to be the heel? Because I get a different
Hell
vibe.
yeah.
I think
Oh,
Trick is going to be the heel.
No.
Yeah, Carmelo's definitely be there.
Trick's over. Trick's more, right now. Trick's more over than Carmelo.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, Carmelo's gonna be the heel, definitely. He's a better heel anyway.
Huh. Okay.
Trick just reminds me of that kid that I'm gonna follow along with my buddy because I don't want him, getting beat up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see authentic heel-isms from him.
Hmm.
Carmelo, I see heel from him.
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo reminds me of Drew Skills.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
Drew Skills has always been the type he can be a babyface if he wants to. Well, he's that damn heel. He's a heel.
Yeah. Everything about.
Yeah, Carmelo's a better heel than he.
Absolutely. And I was like, everything about Carmelo is heel. Even with his babyface promos, his attitude, his demeanor is that of a heel.
Okay. All right. Well, Motown, what's your rating on this?
It's unanimous. Not a 3. I would say one thing I do agree with you guys on is Carmelo's a natural heel. Carmelo's been working babyface for like the last few months or so. It don't seem natural at all. Like it feels forced. So what Bobby, the only thing I don't like about Bobby's suggestion is he's gonna be in NXT longer. Like I really hope he gets caught up. We'll discuss that later. This match itself, though, I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this match. If Trick and Dominic were more advanced in their wrestling careers, this would have been a show stealer, in my opinion. But for where both guys are at, because both of them are new, they're both green, and they told a good story. The pacing was good. You got Trick, who's majorly over. You got Dominic, who draws major heat. oh my God, you really couldn't have booked a better babyface heel match than Trick Williams, Dominic Mysterio, and NXT right now. And my God, and they delivered all because they didn't rush anything. They didn't they did what they needed to do. They worked the fans, they worked the crowd. I was really, really happy with both.
Yeah, they were working, not plotting. That was important.
Yeah. I was impressed with both guys because the right person won. As over as Trick is, you couldn't keep the title on Dirty Dom. As much as I love the title on Dirty Dom, you guys know he's one of my favorites, but you can't keep the title on Dirty Dom. Not as over as Trick was. When Trick won that Fatal 4-Way on Tuesday, I'm like, they would be crazy to have him win that Fatal 4-Way and not win the title. I was really happy with the match. I was really happy with both guys' performances. I was happy with the results. Now we're gonna move on.
Can I say this though? There's one more dynamic we need to really look at, and that's with Rhea Ripley.
Oh, that's gonna be an interesting dynamic when she returns.
Rhea Ripley loves champions.
Yes.
All right, and think about it. I mean, Dominic don't have a title on. So Buddy Murphy might be out and Dominic, because guess what? We know Rhea likes black dudes. Trick might be in there, man.
Oh my God. I'm not even going to dignify that with a thank you for joining us. No.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Trick will dignify every single minute of it.
Thank you for joining us for FTW Future Focus.
All right.
I'll give it that one.
That's 6, right, Rob?
Yes, it is.
All right, next match.
Well, Trick will be asking her that later too. So,
all right. As we go into the next 4 matches, and we're gonna have the next one on the card. Little disclaimer for me: the next 4 matches were phenomenal matches. The main event could have been a little shaky, but our next one is a fatal 4-way tag team match. The Family versus the Creed Brother versus Los Lotharios versus OTM. Marcus, kick it off.
I only gave this match a 2. I'm not into any of these teams except for the Creeds. I thought it was too much going on. I thought the match was too chaotic, and the Family does nothing at all for me. I mean, these guys are a couple of jabronis. I mean, I don't feel this team at all. I'm not sure why they have the belts. I was really hoping the Creeds would go back over, but we didn't get that. So for me, I only give it a 2.
All right, Rob, what you think?
I gave this 3.5. It was an exciting match. It moved really, really good. It had a great pace. I do agree with Marcus in that the Family really does nothing for me, and it took away from the match that they went over. I don't think they should have kept the belts in this instance. It should have. I was actually expecting OTM to go over, and they impressed me. Half of that score went to OTM because they kind of remind me of a cross between Harlem Heat and the Gangstas. They're a great looking team, and they stole that match for me. But yeah, I gave it a 3.5. I as far as scramble matches go, they did it right.
Okay. OTM, I can see Harlem Heat, Gangsters combination, reminder on that. Take a step further though. The Creed Brothers remind me of a cross between the Steiner Brothers and the original Midnight Express.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
Not Sweet Stain Lane's version now. But
hey, there was nothing wrong with the Eaton and Condry version. It was
no,
just
no,
a different flavor.
it was a different flavor. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Eaton and Cosby was a damn good version of. It was a whole different team with Stan Lane. That's what I mean. Like it was
Yes.
more like them than this one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this match. I hated the family winning. I'll admit that. I gave this match a 4 despite the finish.
Mhm.
When I
Okay.
when I mentioned like should the finish really affect how you look at the match, this is one of the matches I was thinking about as well too, though, because I was in this match from beginning to until the end. Because I really thought two teams that should not have won this match is the family and Los Lotharios. I really felt the Creed brothers should have won it. I went into this thinking the Creed brothers were going to get their match back. But I'll be honest with you, from what I was seeing in the match, I would have been perfectly fine with OTM winning it. Because I really did this was their coming out show. They had some incredible spots in there. It was a lot going on. I get what you're saying on that, Marcus. There was a lot going on, but you know there's going to be a lot going on when you got 8 guys out there. I could be wrong, and I might not remember. But of all the spots to be seen, my mark out spot was the 4 superplexes.
That did sell me. Although I do see Marcus's point in that scramble matches have been getting old lately. Everybody's doing them.
And we had so many of them.
Yeah.
NXT and WWE don't really do as many as AEW, but when you're watching everything, we've seen a lot of scramble matches, though. So I definitely get it, though, because by the time we got to this one, we already seen a bunch on Dynamite and Collision, though. And I think we even had one on Rampage, but we don't cover Rampage because it sucks.
But when they do it right, they do it right. So,
and I felt like they did this one right. It was a little over top of the spots, but I enjoyed the spots. The only problem I had with this match was the family winning, though.
Yeah.
Can I be honest about something?
Sure.
I don't ever know what a scramble right match could be, right? I mean, that's just me. I don't like scramble matches. I think the only thing that should be scrambled on my plate is eggs. I mean, well, I'm being serious because I don't think that the scramble matches do anything for a traditional wrestling fan that watches. It's I'm going to jump here, I'm going to jump here, I'm going to dive up here, then throw it out here, and then I'll lay on the floor and look up until it's my turn.
Now,
it gets on my nerves because you got that dynamic of somebody sitting out there waiting when that person should be doing some action. And this match right here, again, because I don't like scramble matches, did not turn my head whatsoever, except for I keep forgetting OT. How you say it?
OTM.
OTM.
Yeah, OTM.
Out the
OTM,
mud.
Okay, that's okay. OTM really impressed me. Other than that, I thought this match was garbage.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Tony off of the family reminds me of a generic version of Vinny Machete. This is the second gimmick that I've seen has been stolen from the independents and brought to WWE like it's something brand new. I don't like it. I'm sorry. Even though me and Vinny are rivals, I'd rather take the original Vinny Machete in that role than this.
D'Angelo. Yeah.
D'Angelo. Come on, man. Look, this match is garbage. I mean, straight garbage. No hefty bags. No wimpy. It was just straight garbage on the ground. I gave it a 1.
Okay.
Damn.
Hey, real quick before we move to the next match. But real quick before we move to the next match, 2 things. Number one, I like elimination scramble matches. If you're gonna put 4 people out there, ECW style, eliminate, fight to the end. And also too, Chris, he texted me. Chris is having technical difficulties. He's not at his house. He's at Fisher's, and apparently his data sucks there. All
Let me
right,
say
so we're
this.
gonna move on to the next match.
Let me ask you a question right quick.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, the elimination scrambles. Do you like it because it all boils down to one person finishing, and it comes down to two people, or what about it do you like?
I don't like. One of the things I don't like about scramble matches is the whole like you could lose without losing. No, beat every motherfucker in the match. Show me
Yes,
if
I
you're gonna
agree.
brag that you beat everybody in the match, beat them.
It makes more sense stylistically if it's elimination. If
And
it's
then
dance, yeah.
And the thing is, like some of the stuff we don't like about scramble matches where you got so many people in there, if you're doing elimination, you're working your way to your traditional match, though. Because
Yes.
it's like, we get rid of this guy, we get rid of this guy. It's me and you, buddy, one-on-one. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a different strategy. Nobody's trying to save the damn pin,
Yes.
especially if they're on
Yeah.
the wrong team.
Yeah.
It makes more sense that way.
Yes. Like say the pin, no, I'm gonna help you pin this motherfucker. It's a whole different mindset. I like if you're gonna do it, I prefer that.
Yeah.
All right, our next match was the Heritage Cup rules. Noam Dar versus Butch. I'm gonna kick this one off. And the reason I'm gonna kick this one off is because the jury's been out with me on the Heritage Cup. The 6 rounds, the rules, and all that stuff. This was my favorite Heritage Cup match. By far was my favorite one. I love Butch. I mean, his joint manipulation, his psychology, like he was in his element on this match. And my God, Noam Dar, I got new respect for. Like I was not big on Noam Dar going into this match. I get him now. I legit get him now. I gave this match. Oh, let me look. Get this match 4.5. I love everything about this match. I love the way they work together. Using the rounds and Butch had Noam Dar ready to like tap out or pass out, and the time ran out on the rounds. And this, I enjoyed this one. Like this was what first one I legit enjoyed. So I gave it 4.5. We're gonna kick it off with Marcus. I don't know if he's gonna agree with me or shit on me. I'm kind of interested. As much as we agree, when we don't, we pull opposites. So I'm kind of interested to get his take on it.
Well, I up until this point, I have not been a fan of this Heritage Cup shit at all. I think Noam Dar and his posse are ridiculously stupid. Last Legend, I'm so done with her. But that being said, this has been the only Heritage Cup match that I've seen that I've actually enjoyed. I was pleasantly surprised because I was really ready to get up and take my bathroom break because I don't think there's any women matches on the show. So I got to find my bathroom break match, and I thought this was going to be it, but Butch, as far as I'm concerned, needs to stay in NXT. I mean, this is where he shines.
Yes,
out here. I mean, and this was the best that Noam Dar has looked to me. I mean, I gave this match. I almost gave it a 4, but Last Legend fucked it up for me, and that stupid shit that she was around doing. So I gave it 3.75. Even with the breaks that they took, I thought the match moved at a nice pace. I thought they told a nice story, and it was really good. I was pleasantly surprised. Now I don't want to keep seeing this Heritage Cup shit. They need to retire that, as far as I'm concerned. But I give props when props is due, though. I enjoyed the match. 3.75.
and I can't really imagine trying to travel as a wrestler with that fucking cup getting on the goddamn airplane.
Yeah, for real.
I seriously doubt that Dar takes that on the plane with him.
I don't know. It's WWE. I don't know. I mean, the money bank briefcase holder, they got trouble with that.
I'm sure they pack that big fucker on the
Right.
truck with them and take it as props.
Because I don't think they do NXT house shows. I don't think, or do they?
Well, whatever they
Okay.
do, I seriously doubt that Dar is like carrying
You,
around
know,
that
you
big
can't see
thing.
you can't see him putting on the little belt and going through the X-ray thing.
Oh, I'm sure that the airport security would have a field day with that.
Oh
And this is from somebody who took a championship belt through airport security. So
What happened?
Actually, nothing. They just looked in the bag, saw I was carrying a belt, and said, "Get the hell out of here."
No,
They didn't care.
The belts are not a big deal. I travel with my bowling balls before. Those I had to fly for a bowling tournament. They pulled my balls out. They wiped it down with shit. They examined that motherfucker like it was a goddamn bomb.
So Tony,
Hey,
Tony, when they pulled your balls out, did you really enjoy the wax?
I'm about to say he beat me to it. He beat me to it.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. That one goes without
I will admit, though, that was the moment I realized if your balls get wiped out, it's a good thing.
Tony,
thank you for joining us on FTW.
Tony, I will say this, though. At least when you took your balls to the airport, TSA touched them, they couldn't help but say your balls were massive.
Oh, they knew my balls were massive.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
My balls exceeded the weight limit on the packages, if you know what I'm saying.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. Oh my God. I just got back. You're trying to kill me.
I'm trying to figure out, though. How do they get to carry nuts and you don't on the plane?
Thank you for joining us. Oh my God. You're all insane.
You'll be amazing. I've been married twice, so the things you can do with your balls is amazing.
I'm not going to dignify this anymore.
Really? You've been married twice and still got your balls? Jeez.
Hey, now you see I've been divorced twice.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I should have just said to my one.
Yeah.
Yes, I kept mine. No one was grabbing my... No.
Well, I didn't.
And in an effort to keep my balls, that's why the second marriage ended before the 2-year anniversary. 2 years, 2 balls, taking my 2 balls.
Yep, and run.
I've been divorced too. Okay. I gave this match a 3.75. I concur with Marcus because this is WWE's answer to ROH's pure division, and I like it. It's got its own set of rules, and I appreciate what it is. And when it's done right, it's done right. It was done right here. My problem was the ending. It was way the hell too busy, way too much interference, too much drama with the too much drama at the end with all of the interference and everything else. If you're going to have a Marcus of a by the book match, then have a damn by the book match. If you're going to make Dar out to be this super heel that takes advantage of the special rules of the match, then find cleverer ways to do it instead of just having the seconds like run interference for him. That got old and it spoiled the ending. But
hold on. But this is one thing you got to understand. Look at who you're talking about. Noam Dar. I mean, I'm thinking, Noam Dar to me is more like almost Hangman Page.
Well, maybe so. But
I said almost. I didn't say all the way. I said almost.
And one more small note: the man's damned name is Pete Dunne.
That's right.
Change it back.
Yeah.
I will. I'll die on that hill.
But in all honesty, though, if he stays in NXT, they could change it back to Pete Dunne.
God willing.
I
God
think they
willing.
might do it if we go to the main roster and they just say, okay, he got his senses back and he's done, and he whoops everybody on the roster and takes them all
I
the
mean, it
belts.
could be. I mean,
Yeah.
Doudrop became Piper Never in the main roster.
Well, it's the one weird thing about this show is that all of the with the exception of Dom, all of the main roster people seem to have gotten the most attention out of this whole thing, which is probably the way they want to go. But I'll cover that in a second. But 3 3/4 for this one.
All right, Bobby, you see this match? You want to rate it or no?
I seen, I didn't get to see everything in it, so I seen part of it. But the part that I did see, I did like. I didn't see the ending, so I can't comment on the ending. But for what I did see, I liked. I'd give it 3.5,
All
3.5. But I'm sorry, it's no man dar. He's no man, and he dar needs to go hell. I mean, the metaphor needs to go. I can't stand all of them, except for Last Legend. And I'm hoping when Jade Cargill comes, Last Legend is one of her lackeys. I really hope that.
That's better than B-Fab.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know about that.
Oh, B-Fab's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Last Legend is way better than B-Fab.
Well, Last Legend is hard. Oh well.
B-Fab's worse.
Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like the Black Tony Conti.
Yeah. It's like the Bunny and Big Swole.
The Black Bunny. There you go.
Yeah.
She's the Black Bunny. She needs to hop off somewhere. Yeah. Anyway.
Next.
All right, next match. Let's roll through this next couple because we've run out of time. Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes.
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
All right, Bobby.
Love it. Right person won the title.
Mm-hmm.
Beat down, physicality. Carmelo doing his darn thing. The right person won, the right way it was won. Loved every bit of it. I'm giving this a 4.75.
All right. Rob.
I enjoyed this match, but honestly, I liked it better 2 months ago. There was something a little bit off about this one, and I think I can't prove this, but I think that somebody in the back told Dragunov and Carmelo to bring things down a notch as to not show up Becky. I gave this.
Wait. Just showing up to the arena is showing up Becky.
I know that, and you know that, but I don't think that NXT's creative knew that. Now, this match was great, but they didn't step on the gas the same way that they did last time. But that doesn't mean that Dragunov had a little bit too much offense at the start. And Hayes didn't kick it up to his level until the second half of the match. And that hurt it to me.
Right.
That kind of hurt it to me. But it was still a fantastic match. Both of these guys are fantastic, especially together. And Dragunov finally did get his flowers, and so I gave it a 4. Solid.
All right, Marcus, what you think?
Wow. Me and Rob must have talked the exact same match because I pretty much ditto everything that he just said. I thought the last match was better, but yet this match was very good. I thought. I thought Carmelo. To me, I'm not going to say Carmelo phoned it in, but he or just went through the motions, but he didn't stand out like he normally does to me.
Yeah, he slowed it down.
Right. But still, nonetheless, it was a good match. I was ecstatic that Dragunov finally won. I mean, he's one of my favorite wrestlers in wrestling, period, right now. And I hope they give him a nice title run. But so I gave the match a 4 also.
Cool.
All right. I like what you said, Rob, as far as one thing I agree with you guys on. This wasn't as good as the first one. What you said, Rob, made sense as far as like they probably told them, don't go balls out because we got that fucking bitch Becky main event. So it made more sense when you said that. Well, with that being said, going into this last match, the Harrison Cup match had my highest rate until this one, which amazes me because I hate the Harrison Cup shit. I love that match. I gave it a 4.75. I love audio on this one. Even toned down, and even though it wasn't as good as the first match, and I hope I gave the first match a 5. I feel like I did, but I don't know for sure. This wasn't as good as the first match, but it was still the best match of the night, in my opinion. I like these two together. I didn't feel like Carmelo phoned it in on this one. In fact, I really felt like I was watching this match thinking he was going to win it. But I love the finish. I absolutely love the finish. They kind of overdid it on some of the cakeouts. No, finishers are not finishers. But the finish of this felt like a finish. Like when Dragunov hit that move off the rope, you knew it was over. So I like that aspect of it as well, too. Like, he hit his finisher, and you felt like he was done, and he was. So I gave it a 4.75. That brings us to our main event. And I'll be honest with you guys, before I even like mention the main event, after Carmelo and Dragunov, I turned the pay-per-view off.
Oh.
And then I had to go back because I realized, oh shit, that fucking bitch didn't wrestle yet. I legit thought the pay-per-view was over.
You know, I'm laughing because I did the same thing. I didn't even see the match.
Because they did some kind of commercial after that. I thought the shit was over.
Exactly. I didn't see the match.
Oh, I saw the match. I went back and I did catch the match. I did catch it. Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. I know Bobby didn't see the match. So, Mark, did you see it at all?
Nope. I completely forgot about it.
All right, cool. So our rating is going to be based on me and you, Rob.
Okay.
And considering I completely hate that bitch, I'm going to let you kick this off.
Well, you are probably going to think I'm insane for this, but I actually gave this match 3 3/4. Dragunov and Carmella was my match of the night, but this match actually kind of impressed me in the fact that Tiffany hung with Becky as far as the weapons and the chaos went. It was your typical Extreme Rules match, no blood. Which that's another thing that pissed me off about the Dragunov match. He was bleeding again, and they wiped it off again. And I hate when WWE does that, especially in NXT when they're supposed to be more wrestling oriented. But still, Stratton really impressed me here. She put a lot of give and take with Becky, and the only thing the thing that drew it back was that they went too garbage with it. There was way too much going on, and it stretched credulity after a while when the women are taking weapon shots that would knock the men out. So Marcus has a point in that particular sense when it comes to women's gimmick matches. Unless we're talking about like a death match with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, which they're allowing blood in. They wouldn't allow it here, so it stretched credibility. But I'm surprised that Stratton didn't go over, but they're not done with Becky and NXT yet. So the 3 3/4 for me.
All right, you said I'm gonna be surprised with your rating. You're gonna be surprised with mine. Same rating,
Wow.
3.75.
Okay.
All of it was for Tiffany Stratton, to be honest with you. Now, let me break my rating down. I know we pressed for time. We got to move on, so I'm gonna try to make this quick.
Yeah.
I give the match a 5 for Tiffany Stratton. I think she did a 5-star performance here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she outperformed Becky, in my opinion, for the stuff that she was doing. She was hanging with her, the risk she was taking. I thought she outshined Becky Lynch.
Mm.
Now, I had to deduct a little bit because of Becky. Some of the stuff I deducted for, like, because I only deducted, like, if it was match for match, move for move, person for person, I took 0.25 for Becky. But where the match lost points for her and where I just went from, like, being a 5-star match, 4.5, the table spots. They were not the right women to do this.
All right.
The barbed wire bad, Tiffany Harley sold that.
Yeah, it started getting ridiculous after
The
that.
weapons part was ridiculous. I really think this would have been a better match if it was just a match.
Yeah.
They didn't need the extra stuff. The extra stuff I feel took away from it. But I thought this was Tiffany Stratton's best match, though. I thought she showed up and showed out. I was highly impressed with her. And I loved her going into this. This is my Mandy Rose 2.0.
Okay.
I thought she performed better than Mandy in this match. And y'all know I love me some Mandy.
Yes.
I was really impressed with Tiffany. She's a big reason why I gave it 3.75. I don't understand the whole thing with Becky Lynch and NXT. I don't understand why they feel and I get, like, you bring main roster people down there and you put titles on them or whatever, use the main roster. I don't get that feeling with her. And I'll be as a broadcast journalist from a humanoids out there, I don't know if my hatred for Becky Lynch or not, but I don't get the same feel with her being a main eventer down there. I mean, not a main event, but a main roster person down there that did when they did it in the past. Like Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, when Ripley challenged Charlotte for the title, and Charlotte, that felt different in this. This felt like Becky Lynch shitting on him.
I think they are trying to rebuild her so that they can reinsert her into the main roster's women's division. They don't want to lose her in the shuffle. They still think she's marketable, so they're trying to refresh her in NXT.
And I think
with
that's why
the
it's
Grand
frustrating me,
Slam
because
thing.
it's more about her than the brand.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't Charlotte, and I like what you said, because that it makes it more, because when Charlotte was NXT champion, to me that was elevating the brand. Becky Lynch being NXT champion, like you said, that's elevating her. It doesn't help the brand, and that's what I don't like. But yeah, so I gave 3.75 and 2 though.
Okay.
And now we're gonna move on to, I believe it's You Tapped Out.
Yeah.
Marcus, you are the You Tapped Out creator. You are definitely going first, sir.
Well, my tapped out, I talked about it earlier, and that's Corbin going over on Breaker. I just, again, that was the only match on that show where the wrong guy won. I said the only reason I can see that happening is Corbin is going to be on NXT, and they're really trying to reestablish him. Other than that, I cannot think of any reason why that's going to happen. Because, I mean, if you're telling me that Breaker is going to the main roster, then you're bringing him up saying, well, he can't even beat fucking Corbin. So who is he going to beat on the main roster? I mean, just to me, terrible move, terrible booking. and I've completely tapped out on that.
All right, Rob, what's yours?
My tapped out this week actually comes from Collision. When they try to do sports entertainment and when they try to do a whole bunch of promos and segment crap, it just doesn't work. AEW's strength is in the in-ring stuff. They need to stick with that and don't go anywhere near trying to imitate WWE's shit. Don't do that at all. And Collision, anything on AEW that's trying to be like oriented toward that, don't do. That was my tap out.
All right, Bobby, you going or no? All right, what's your tap out?
My tap out was the firing of Matt Riddle. And let me go ahead and explain why. I'd be a hypocrite to sit up here and to say all the stuff I did about CM Punk and how he was fired. And how he wasn't fired because of business reasons, but because of personal issues. And sit up here and say this is okay. This was, how can I say it? This is what I talk about when it comes to corporate garbage. You know, if you're my buddy, you get over, you get to do whatever you want. If you're not my buddy, I'm going to fire you if you sneeze the wrong way. And the thing that makes me even more upset is because the person that had a problem with him is not even part of WWE. He's part of UFC. The same person who has called professional wrestling trash, garbage, that S word. Yeah, you should pay $10 a month for that crap because it's not real. Why are we agreeing with this dude? Why are we even entertaining something that this dude says? Anything that has to deal with Dana White, we should take with a grain of salt because we know how he feels about the sport within itself. And if it's a sport that we love, we need to start really defending it on all aspects and even aspects, not just the ones we like. So yeah, that was my tap out moment of the week.
All right, now my turn. Now we hit left field. My tapped out moment of the week happened on Stars.
Oh yeah,
the canceled Hills.
yeah.
The fuck you cancel? If you're going to cancel the show, can you end it better than you did?
Yeah.
First of all, I enjoy Hills. Like I actually like season 2 more than season 1.
Yep, me too.
I haven't seen season 2 yet.
It was much better.
It was much better season, and I like season 1, but season 2 was much better.
Yeah. Wow, I thought season 1 was pretty damn good.
You need to watch season 2, Rob. You really do.
I will. Oh,
but watch it knowing that when you get to the finale of season 2. And you get to the fucking cliffhanger that made you excited. Like, season 2 ended with me like, oh my God, I cannot wait for season 3.
And they canceled it?
Yes.
Oh, well, it might not be forever. Just because a show is canceled doesn't mean that it can't come back. It can be picked up by somebody else.
I hope it does, though, Rob. Because when I heard that shit was canceled, the way that shit ended, pissed me the fuck off.
Just because Stars cancel something doesn't mean that somebody else can't bring it back. Look at Family Guy, for God's sake.
And you know the storytelling. Their storytelling is better than anything we're watching on wrestling right now.
Yes!
It's better. It's storytelling.
Well, that's the nature of the beast.
Even though it's canceled out, you're not gonna get Rob. You gotta if you like season 1, you gotta watch season 2.
Loved
It is
season
better.
1.
Yeah.
Oh,
And and Bobby's boys on there, CM Punk, but you also get to see my boo. AJ Lee was on a couple episodes as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, but we're gonna move on to moment of the week. I don't know if Bobby is okay to go now or he's going to go later. Bobby? Okay.
Yeah.
Rob, kick it off.
Okay. My moment of the week was also on Collision with the Righteous and the chair and the block of wood. Oh, holy crap! That was
the misery moment.
Yeah, that was brutal, and that's something that you can't see on WWE. That they won't go that far. That's one of the things about AEW that is why I defend that company so stridently, is because you can see things like that on AEW programming, but they don't have the grapefruits to do that on Raw or SmackDown. So yeah, that was my moment of the week. Brutal but satisfying.
All right, cool. Marcus, what's yours?
Well, I touched on it earlier. The match with Kaiser versus Ciampa. It was nice, especially on Raw, to see actually a good wrestling match. I mean, both of those guys can go, and they've both been underused. But it reminds me of the old days, like a Superstars and Wrestling Challenge, when they would have an actual wrestling match with two mid-card guys, and it was just, something that was actually good to watch. That was my moment.
All right, I'm gonna go nice quick. My moment of the week, easily said, whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. Trick Williams is over his ears with my moment of the week because, oh my god, it gave when he came out and the way the fans are behind him gave me goosebumps, and I enjoyed that for multiple reasons. And one of the reasons is when we had Carmelo dragging off one a few months back, Trick was nowhere near this. He was a fucking sidekick, irrelevant. You liked him, but he was irrelevant. In a short period of time, this man became one of the most popular stars. He got himself over more than most other wrestlers in a short period of time. That's my moment of the week. Now, I have to fly through that because we got to get to the predictions for Wrestledream.
Yes.
Are we gonna keep this off on the predictions? Or are we gonna? I don't know. Bobby gonna be joining us or no? All right. The first match is gonna be Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta. Bobby, who you got? Ricky Starks versus Yuta.
Do I really care? I didn't even have that on
I don't give a fuck match.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm probably going to put it to. I don't really give a fuck.
Starts it out with that.
Yeah. All right, Marcus, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm surprised Bobby feels that way. I think this possibly could be a really good match. I'm going with Starks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go next.
Okay.
Because I feel the same way as Marcus. When I saw they booked this match, I really think that this could be a really good match. I'm actually this one of few one I'm looking forward to, and I'm picking Ricky Starks as well though.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, who you got?
Well, with one abstention from Bobby, I'll make it a clean sweep. I'm going to go with Ricky Starks on this one. He's got a lot of momentum behind him. Yuta is a great wrestler, but right now he's kind of on the downslope as far as their booking for whatever reason. So the Starks.
Yuta is in a position where he's a glorified jobber. He's going to job out in a good match.
Which is bad. I think Yuta is better than that, but right now they're not using him effectively. So yeah, Starks is going to take this.
All right, our next match is a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be as good as the WWE Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. But this match features the Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers, Daryl, Mero, the Guns, or up and coming, I actually starting like the Guns, and Orange Cassidy and Hook. Orange Hook.
Yep.
Mastermind, who you got?
I'm going to say the Guns. They got a lot of momentum going. I really don't see and like other person I really like out of this whole bunch is Hook.
Yeah, but that's
I don't even
that's
like the
single.
whole team. I don't even like the whole team. I like Hook. Orange got my respect, but I'm sorry, I don't think he should be in this match.
Gotcha.
Young Bucks is garbage. We already know that. They're just glorified garbage. They shouldn't even have a job right now. And the Lucha Brothers are just badasses that should be singles. You know. But they do make a good tag team. But the authentic tag team out of this whole thing is the Guns. They take the victory.
All right, I'm going to go next real quick. Short and sweet. Lucha Brothers. Daryl! Mero! I love Penta. Penta's one of my favorite wrestlers. I love him and Ray Phoenix together. I like the Guns. I do. Like, I was really battling between the Guns and Lucha Brothers winning this. Part of me feels the Young Bucks going to do it, but I just can't bring myself to pick them.
No. Please don't. Please don't.
No.
But when I look at the tag teams in this match, I really feel that like Penta and Phoenix is the best team in this match. So since they're the best team in the match, they get my pick. Marcus, who you got?
Well, I think Tony Khan wants to make his girlfriend happy, so I'm going with Cassidy and Hook.
Oh, okay, cool. You're going Orange Hook.
Wow.
Wow.
Who you got, Rob?
Actually, I agree with Marcus. I'm going to go with Orange Hook. Because of all the team, the prize for this is a shot at the titles, and they are the only team that FTR has not fought because they're a mixed match tag team. So they've already beat the Guns, the Bucks, and the Lucha Bros. So Orange Hook.
Hold on. Check this out. I'm sorry. If Orange Hook wins this match, first of all, and then second of all, goes and beats FTR, everybody that's in the administration of AEW should be stripped down, taken out the building on a cold winter night, whipped with one of the branches your grandma would tell you to pick off a tree, salt poured on you, whipped again, pour more salt, and then shoot you.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm just being 100%. I just don't understand how in the world do these two get any type of close opportunities for a title, a napkin and catering, a cab ride to the stadium. I don't understand this. Look, yes, I agree with it. But Orange Cassidy, I mean, again, he's grown on me, but at the same time, it's like title contention, no.
It's because the fan base of AEW loves both of them, and right now Tony Khan is catering to his fan base because AEW has had some bad publicity lately, notwithstanding. Well, notwithstanding the stadium that they filled, but they're trying to cater to the fan base to counteract all that. Now, that is not to say that I think that FTR should lose to them. Absolutely not. Hook and Cassidy should not beat FTR at all.
No.
But they're
No.
probably going to win this match, so that's who I'm going with.
I mean, and you got to
shouldn't even
cater to your fan base too, though. So I definitely get that part as well. But since we're
Not
talking
that
about,
bad.
but since we're
No.
talking about FTR, let's do their match next.
Mhm.
You got FTR versus Aussie Open. Bobby, who you got?
I'm scared of this match.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm very scared of this match because, unfortunately, I think we got people in Tony's ear that's going to tell them Aussie Open is going to win, and we know who those people are because they want to have one of their fantastic matches that Dave Meltzer will lose his brain and give 18 stars and try to get noticed that way. This is, I hate saying this, it is hurting me because I love FTR, but honestly, I think Aussie Open is going to take this match and then go and be the champion for a while. And then, of course, the Butterball team of the Young Bucks will face them to have one of the best tag team matches in the world. Yeah, right.
All right, Marcus, who you think gonna win it?
I think this has the potential to be match of the night, and I think these are the best two tag teams in AEW right now, and I'm going with FTR. I just think the way they've been booking Aussie Open all this time, I can't see them winning this match. But as I say that, though, I agree with Bobby's assessment. But nonetheless, I'm going FTR.
Rob, who you got?
Hey, me and Marcus are on the same page today. I'm going to go with FTR, mainly because they have been most active on Collision, and I think that there's still some camaraderie in the people that are competing on Collision primarily, and I think FTR is so ingrained in that dynamic that they're going to keep the belt on them at least for now. So yeah, I'm going
the exact time it's supposed to be.
Okay, my pick
It is 5:45 now.
is basically the pick of the people. When I say the people, I'm talking about my Motown wrestling group.
to.
FTR has been a tag team of the month every month for the last 6 months. I don't even think that's going to be close. For me, it's easily FTR. Easily. I don't see them losing this match to Aussie Open. I'm honestly looking forward to whoever they face in the Fatal 4-Way. I'm looking forward to that match. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. But FTR has been on another level. Like they have taken tag team wrestling to a whole different level. We always knew how great they are, but 2023 they have been at their best. I mean, we've been seeing it for the last 6 months. Collision have been around for the last 3 or 4. They started doing this shit before Collision came around, and they're doing it after Collision. They're doing their shit. They're on point. You can't hold them back. FTR all the way.
Okay.
Next match, just to get it out the way, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page.
Can I go first?
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
You know who I'm picking.
There we go.
Yes.
I swerve when I drive. I swerve when I drive. I swerve when I drive. I'm sorry. There's no way on earth Hangman Adam Page should even be in a ring with this dude, let alone we were discussing who are the top two in this title match, or this match. So
Yeah.
yes,
How can I help?
I am going to say
I
Swerve
need to
Strickland.
be picked up at the airport once I drop this.
And
off.
honestly,
So how do I
if it
do
was
Yeah, so
up to me,
it is
it'd be a
taking
5-second
off from the
match.
airport right now.
you walk in the
The
ring,
next time it
Swerve
should
knocks
be
him
at the
out,
airport would
he
be
pins him, and he
6:15.
leaves.
Okay.
Because Hangman
Except
Page
from
shouldn't have a
Zone
job
2
either.
ground transportation, which
So-
is right outside of the
Swerve when you drive, baby.
cars.
Swerve when you drive.
Okay, stand 2.
All right, I'm gonna go next
Zone 2 ground.
because it's not gonna be a clean sweep. I I don't get you pick Aussie Open for backstage politics, and then you pick Swerve Strickland. I don't see how Swerve win this. And there's a couple of reasons why I don't see why Adam Page will lose this. One is for the same reason you say Aussie Open is going to win, kind of leans to Adam Page winning this. The other reason I don't see Adam Page losing this is the way they've been booking Swerve. I don't see them having faith in Swerve. I don't see them like having stock in Swerve. I don't see them using Swerve correctly. I got Adam Page in this match.
Tony, let me say this. Let me say this right on top. I agree 100% with you. My thing is, I cannot sit here and vote for Hangman Adam Page. I can't do it.
Okay.
So even though I know I'm wrong and I know the politics gonna roll in or whatever,
Okay.
Hangman Adam Page will not get my vote. He won't even get my food stamps on the first.
And I'll be honest with you. If y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember WrestleMania when Ronda Rousey wrestled Charlotte. I picked Charlotte because I can't vote against Charlotte. I get that gene. I can't. Everything's lined up for Ronda to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. I can't do it. And I was right.
Well, sometimes you got to go with your heart. I understand that, Bobby. You just cannot give Paige.
I'll be honest with you, Bobby. I hope Swerve wins. I really do.
It would be nice.
If Swerve wins tonight, maybe they're going to turn the page in the right way for that man, because that man is ultimately talented and been wasted in two fucking companies. He's been wasted in both WWE and AEW.
Yep.
Fix it, Tony Khan.
Hopefully Tony swerves when he drives.
Marcus, who you got?
You know what, Tony? I agree with everything you said, but I'm going with Swerve because he needs to win. If he's going to be,
he definitely needs it. Without a doubt.
Yeah. If he's going to be anything other than a Jay Lethal type of guy, he has to win this match. So for that reason, I'm going with Swerve.
Trust me, guys. If Swerve win, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I'll take the L on this one. I will. Rob, who you got?
If it were talent as opposed to nepotism, then I would take Strickland all day long. But we all know that Page has backstage pull and he wants to keep himself relevant, and his friends do too. So unfortunately, I have to go with Tony and pick Adam Page on this one. Although, like Tony, I would very much like to be wrong. And speaking of Jay Lethal, there are three guys that are enormously talented in AEW that they need to be doing more with: Strickland, Jay Lethal, and Scorpio Sky.
Yes.
Three incredibly talented guys that they need to be doing more with, and I completely agree with that. But Page is probably going to go over here.
I'm surprised you ain't said 3.
Who's your fourth one? Make it quick, because we're pressing time.
Oh, I got 5. Hobbs and Miro.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next match. It's going to be the handicap match. MJF versus The Righteous. I'm going to go first because I don't know how you guys leaning towards this, and I'm probably going on a limb on this. I got MJF. Bobby, who you got?
I am going with MJF.
Oh, wow.
It just, I don't like The Righteous at all.
Really? I love them.
They were the tag team that I said that I didn't know who they were on that one episode we watched. It was something, I can't remember. It was an AEW episode or something. And they were dressed in all white. I said, I could not stand them. Who the heck are those dudes? And all of a sudden they come back up and we're The Righteous. They changed their gimmick a little bit. But I'm sorry, it's still the garbage team that I've seen before. No, The Righteous need to get salvation somewhere and leave AEW alone.
All right, Rob, who you got?
Actually, I have The Righteous on this one. It just makes sense because if they keep the belts on MJF and Adam Cole, MJF is going to have to defend them by himself for the next 6 months, and that would like completely handicap the AEW World Title. So as out of nowhere as the Righteous are right now, the thing with the chair and the block of wood convinced me that they might work.
I did
So
like that.
yeah,
I
that
really
was
did.
some brutal shit right there. So I'm gonna say the Righteous.
Marcus, who you got?
Once again, Rob, me and you are here, Rob. I'm going with the Righteous as well. You know, it doesn't make sense for them to do that angle with the brick. With the wood and shit, and
Yep.
and not, had put the titles on them. So I'm going with the Righteous.
All right. Next match. The Don Callis family featuring Will Ospreay versus Jericho and the Golden Lovers. Golden Shower bitches.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
If we're gonna talk Golden Showers, we're gonna kick this off with Bobby.
And nothing golden.
Let's get the obvious pick out the way.
Yeah, so we going with the Don Callis family because I just think they're more brutal. They just got together. I don't see them giving them a loss when they really just got together. So I'm saying the Golden Lovers is going to get flushed down the toilet, and the Don Callis family will be winning. This ain't R. Kelly fan over here.
Oh, bad form. Thank you for joining us on FTW. Wow.
Are we up to 14?
I know I took a shot, but don't worry about it.
15.
15?
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
15.
All right, Rob, who you got?
Okay, there's a lot of people that I like in this match. I like Ibushi. Yeah. I like not Shibata, but the other guy.
Takeshita.
Yes, Takeshita. Thank you. I got to keep those straight. I'm sorry. And I like Ospreay and like everybody on the Callis family I like, and Sammy included. This has the chance of being the sleeper match of the night, even though it's a 6-man and another scramble. But I really think I agree with Bobby. The Callis family is too new, and they need the win in order for the feud to continue. And eventually, it's going to lead into other stuff that will pit Omega against Ospreay again, and hopefully Ibushi and Takeshita. I would really love to see that match. So, Callis family.
I'm going to further my pick and even say that the Callis family is going over dirtier than Dusty Rhodes in a mud puddle.
All righty then.
All right, Marcus, who you got?
I'm going with Jericho's team simply because I can't see Jericho and Omega wanting to take another loss on a pay-per-view. So I'm going with them.
All right, my turn. Marcus is the one in this one. I got the Don Callis family on this one. And I think Will Ospreay will pin the guy, the other member to go in the elite that he has.
Ibushi.
My pick is Will Ospreay pinning him. Well, Will Ospreay can say like he officially pinned all 3 of them over the last several months. I got the Don Callis family on this one. And I'm with you, Rob. I like the Don Callis family from top to bottom. I really do. Mm-hmm. Next matchup. Darby Allin challenging Christian Cage. Rob, kick that off.
I'm going with Christian on this one, and I believe there is the possibility that Christian may be helped out by a former acquaintance of his tonight. Now that's I don't know if there's a non-compete involved with Adam Copeland's contract, but there's a definite possibility that he's going to show up and save Christian's hide, and that'll be the big splash for WrestleDream tonight. So I'm going with Christian.
I'm gonna pick it back on Rob and go next. I'm picking Christian. I wasn't thinking that as a possibility because I'm not sure how non-compete goes. But the reason I pick it back on it because that would be moment of the week if that shit happens.
Yeah.
But I got Christian on this as well. Bobby, you free? Christian and Darby Allin, who you got?
Oh, of course, Christian Cage. I mean, how you gonna pick against that dude? That dude's a beast, man. I love him. He talks down to you so much. So even if he's talking down about you, you're gonna laugh at it. So, yeah, Christian Cage.
And the other reason I picked him is because you can't have the time for a week. Who you got, Marcus?
Well, I'm gonna make it a clean sweep and go on with Christian. They can't get Darby another fucking title run.
No,
with the TV title, they can't do it again. So I'm going with Christian.
All right, next match. Y'all got to bear with me on this one, okay? Eddie Kingston versus I don't know the fuck is I'm not even gonna attempt the first name. Shibata, yes. I'm not gonna attempt the first name. Shibata. Bobby, you free?
No.
Marcus, who you got?
You know, I want to make this I don't give a fuck match, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Kingston. I don't see him. They just put the title on, and it's going to be a stupid ass chop fest for about 10 minutes of the match. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with Kingston.
All right, I'm going to go next. And the reason is same pick, same reason. Ditto, Marcus. I pick Eddie Kingston's, but yeah, it's going to be stupid ass chop fest. I really don't give a fuck, but I'm picking Eddie. Rob, who you got?
This is not going to be a clean sweep. I'm going with Shibata.
Oh wow! Okay,
well,
cool.
Okay. My reasoning is that yes, Eddie just won the ROH title, but that's the only belt on the line, and he's got 2 championships. I think that Eddie is going to drop the ROH title so that Shibata can be both the world and pure champion in ROH, and he can go to the West Coast and compete for New Japan Strong with the belt that he won over there. So I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going with Shibata.
Okay. Bobby, you free or no?
All right.
Eddie Kingston versus Shibata. Who you got?
Anybody but Kingston.
So you got Shibata as well.
Yeah, I don't care about Kingston. He can go on with his whiny button. Yeah, he can shove some things where I can't say right now. Eddie Kingston to me is quicker than a $5. No, I'll take that back. He's quicker than a $3 bill on a $2 whore.
Thank you for joining us.
I can't stand that dude, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And I'm not just talking trash. I'm being 100% real. If I ever am lucky enough to be in a locker room and me and that dude is alone, I'm whooping his ass. Period. I don't like him. Never have, never will. Screw Eddie Kingston and whatever womb he came out of.
Wow.
All right. With that being said,
you
we got
sound
2
like
matches
me and
left.
Simon Cowell. Wow.
It's worse than that, dude. It's worse than that.
Okay.
All right. 2 more matches. Next one. Chris Statlander defended her title against Julia Hart. Bobby, go ahead.
Why? Why are they even having Julia Hart in this match? This should be a stomp out match where Chris Statlander puts one finger out, holds her at a distance while she swings wildly at the air, pick Julia Hart up, slam her through the mat, pick her up through the mat, throw her through a turnbuckle, get up, finish her off, walk off, and eat a cheeseburger. This should not even be a darn match. Chris Statlander for the win.
All right, I'm gonna go next, so you guys can break the tie. Because I think Julia Hart's gonna win this match. I like what they've been doing with her. I can see her winning it the way they've been booking her and the way they've been using her. So I got Julia Hart winning the TNT title. TNT TBS. Which one she got?
TBS.
TBS. Okay. Oh yeah, the Brit Show. But I got Julia Hart on this.
I need Rob's glasses because I sure can't see it.
What?
I need Rob's glasses because I sure can't see it.
All right, Marcus, who you got here?
You say you got 2 matches left?
Yeah, this one and then our last one.
Okay, well then good. I'm going to use my official I don't give a fuck card on this match, and I probably won't watch it, so I don't care.
All right, cool. So Rob, you are like a clear-cut tiebreaker here.
Yep, I gotta be the tiebreaker.
It's nice that the AEW guy's a tiebreaker.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with Statlander here. And the reason is for the exact opposite reason that I picked Shibata. Because Statlander right now is like one of the strongest parts of the women's division. And to take the title off her and give it to the House of Black really wouldn't make any sense, especially since Julia Hart is just now coming into her own with the group. And to give her the belt now would be really premature, and it would kill Statlander's momentum. So I'm going to break the tie with Statlander here.
All right, cool. And our last match of the night, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. Rob, go first.
Oh, this has the potential to be a 5-star plus. I mean, Danielson has just been on a tear, can't be stopped. Match quality is unbelievable. I think they are doing the same thing with Sabre Jr. that they're doing with Ospreay, and that they are trying to build him up so that they can sign him permanent. So I'm giving this one to Sabre Jr. It's going to be a fantastic match, and Danielson is on a tear, but I think Sabre Jr. is going to win.
Marcus, who you got?
I'm going with Danielson. I think they're going to push him to the moon, and then saving him for the rematch against Okada, and so Okada could get his job back.
Bobby, can you go on now?
Daniel Bryan.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
and
wait. It's going to be match of the night too.
I'm picking Bryan Danielson as well, and a lot of my reason is they're building him as the best wrestler in the world. He already beat Okada. I think he's going to win this match. And they're going to keep building him to set up his last match when he puts somebody over huge. Whether it's Okada or somebody else, I think they're going to keep building Daniel Bryanson up for that last match. So that's why I got Daniel Bryanson here. You're not going to lose. You're not going to beat Okada with a broken freaking arm and lose to Zack Sabre Jr.
Nope. Sure as heck not.
All right.
But if they do give Julia Hart that belt, I'm all right.
Be prepared to be upset. That's my pick.
Be prepared
I'll
to be upset.
Yep, I won't be upset.
Well,
Did the Bears win today, by the way?
Huh?
Did the Bears win today, by the way?
Oh, they got this. No, they blew it.
The Bears blew the game, but the nice thing is the Colts also lost an OT.
Wait a minute.
To who?
To the Rams.
Rams.
Oh, okay.
The 2-1 Colts, 2-win Colts lost to the 1-win Rams in overtime.
You know what? They was down 20, like what was it, 21-0. So at least they came back. The Bears just sound like they just got dismantled. Because when we watched that little bit,
No, I'm
it was
completely
just
disgusted with the Bears. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, terrible.
I've been, guys, you know, I've been divorced twice. And at least one of my divorces, I divorced over less than what the Bears have put me through.
Wow.
These motherfuckers got me questioning my loyalty to the motherfuckers. They really have me questioning it. Like, they're making it difficult to stay a Bear fan. 14 goddamn L's in a row. You're up 21-0. You're up 28-7, and you fucking blow it because you're.
Okay, since
Yeah.
we're talking both football and wrestling here, I have a question. My best friend in the world, whose birthday was yesterday,
Happy birthday, DF.
okay, he's always treated WWE with the same kind of team loyalty that he does either the Colts or IU basketball or the White Sox. Those are his teams.
Mhm.
But he treats WWE the same way. Now, I never have, because for me, if the WWE is not entertaining me, then I will look to get my entertainment elsewhere. To me, it's not the same thing as a team who can't control their wins and losses. If WWE changed their booking, it would be more enjoyable to the people who don't like it. They can change the outcome. Whereas the Bears, if they get their asses kicked during a season, the only thing that they can do about it is try harder.
No, that's not the only thing you can do about it. You can hire better coaches.
Well, granted, but
so like I get what you're saying though, because like the WWE could be better if you book better. The Bears could be better if you hire better coaches. Because when they hire fucking Eberflus, a shitty defensive coordinator for the fucking Indianapolis Colts, who blew who defense shit the goddamn bed the last game he was defensive coordinator for when they lost to the goddamn Jacksonville Jaguars, people out the playoffs. How the fuck do you hire that piece of shit over Eric the Enemy, who has worked with Patrick Mahomes, know what a good fucking quarterback fucking looks like, and can run a goddamn offense?
But you see, that kind of loyalty is what I'm talking about. Your passion for that team, does that translate to wrestling the same way?
But the problem with the loyalty to the Bears is the same as the problem with the loyalty to the WWE. Because as pissed off as I am with the fucking decision that they fucking make, I'm still a goddamn Bears fan. Just like, no matter how bad the fucking WWE do, they're going to have their goddamn loyal fans and still watch, myself included, no matter what.
Okay,
let me say this.
And I'm sorry if I ran on a rant there.
No, we all Bears fans deserve to go on that rant.
I am getting to the point where I'm sick of the shit with the Chicago Bears. I'm fucking sick of it.
And the way you are about the Bears is the same way I am about AEW. I'm sick of this crap with AEW. I'm sick of the political crap with AEW. I'm sick of the women not getting treated right in AEW. I'm sick of some of the men that's not getting treated right in AEW. And they have the talent, but it's not being developed. Why? Because of management and those who want to play management. It's just like the Bears. The Bears have management, but they're not good management. They're terrible management. These guys can't call a play. If they had Matt in their damn ear, John Madden in their ear, they couldn't call a play for nothing. And this is getting ridiculous because we right now have a quarterback that is awesome, that can be a very, very legendary dude. And he's wasting his time, wasting his energy. Same way as I feel about AEW with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has a lot of talent, could be a legendary dude, but because he's hanging with bad management and the young clucks, he will never get the appreciation he deserves. He will never get the accolades he deserves. He will never get the wins in his career, true wins in his career that he deserves.
I don't know. I don't. It's just never translated the same way to me, because if WWE changed their creative direction, then they could make most people happy.
If the
However,
Bears change their management direction, they can make most people happy. You don't
but
hire
Hold on,
a
wait.
shitty defensive coordinator to run your team when you trying to develop a quarterback versus hiring a good offensive coordinator that can help elevate your first round draft pick. Especially considering you hire Eberflus, and since we had him, we've been the worst defense in the league. The
well,
worst.
Well, my point is that if the WWE has predetermined outcomes, meaning if nobody likes the outcome, they can change the match. If the NFL tried to fix a game or a season, then a whole lot of people would be going to jail.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. The
You fuck a
the, the
lot of money up.
Bears can't control the NFL can't get the Buffalo
No,
Bills
no,
to
I
job
get
to
what
the
you're saying,
Chicago
Rob.
Bears.
I definitely get what you're saying, Rob. But my whole thing is, you can't. Football's not predetermined, but being a big market city, because Chicago's a big market city, they don't act like it, but they are. Hire the right people to get the job done.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that's the difference.
Because it's like when they hired Eberflus, I felt they hired an L. Like when they announced that they hired him over Eric the Enemy, I'm like, so we're gonna keep sucking.
But when you're
You
loyal
fired
to
Lovey Smith. This is the same organization that fired Lovey Smith when it was 10-6. 10-6.
But when you're loyal to the Bears and they're losing, and you still watch the games just to not be a fair weather fan, does that translate the same way in watching WWE when it sucks?
Yes,
Just
it does.
because you're,
It
it
does.
does.
It does. And here's the reason why it does. Because Soldier Field sells out whether they're fucking 14-2, 14-3, 2-7. They sell out. And that's a fucking problem because those idiot goddamn people in fucking charge don't give a fuck about the fans because they can't make any more money they already fucking making because the Bears is one of the most profitable goddamn fucking teams out there. So they can put a goddamn shitty product out there and still make money.
Bobby,
Until
what are
we as fans stop giving them goddamn money, they would change. Just like we as fans, until we stop giving Vince McMahon money, they would change.
Bobby? What was your take? You
And
were about to
I'm
chime.
sorry. Yeah, no rant. Little bitter here. That L we took today kind of pissed me off. I'm sorry.
Bobby, what were you going to say?
I can't say. See, one term you used in there kind of bothers me, and that's fair weather fan.
Okay.
Just because I turn the TV off from the Bears, WWE, AEW, doesn't mean that I'm not a fan. Actually, I'm more stronger of a fan than most because I have no problem with saying what's wrong and want to see it fixed, and we'll do something about it. I won't give them my rating by watching TV. I won't go to their shows. I won't do whatever, for my own pleasure, that is. For the broadcast, that's something different, but, for my own pleasure, no, won't do it. We will keep reporting on it because that's what fans like, you know what I mean, that watches us, over the 700 that watches us, and let me say, thank you very much, because we had over 700 fans on the last one. They all watch for the FTW network, which is interesting. I'm liking this. But my thing is this, straight up. Just because we don't watch doesn't make us not fans. I won't watch AEW. I've stuck and watched a couple of episodes here and there, but not like I used to. Why? Because I don't believe with their business practices on how they did a certain person.
Right.
Just like with WWE now. Even though I'm really not a fan of Matt Riddle, I couldn't stand the giraffes coming out of his butt when he got to the ring and all that stuff. That was dumb.
Mhm.
But what they did to him was wrong. What they did to him was out of pocket. And I'm sorry, I don't agree with it. I'm not going to spend my money with a company or a person or entity that I don't agree with their philosophy.
Yeah.
That's just like Chick-fil-A. I won't buy from Chick-fil-A. Everybody knows that. I will not spend my money at Chick-fil-A because of some of their political practices and how they treat people. I'm sorry, I disagree with that. So I'm not going to give them money out of my pocket so they can prosper. No, you find it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Actually, I would prefer if you didn't find it at all.
Yeah, see that's the point I was trying to make to my friend, because it to me, when it comes to WWE, the loyalty factor is not present because they control the product. If they produced a better product, then I would consume it. But since they're not producing what I want them to produce, then I go elsewhere. And I've never liked the term fair weather fan. I was using that as a means of conveying what I was talking about.
But Rob, I'm gonna give you an example though, and I'm a diehard Cub fan.
Close it up.
I'm a diehard Cub fan. Over the last probably 10 years or so, been in Wrigleyville one time. Back in 2019, me and my friends went there for my birthday. They got the tickets. That's where we went. Other than that, I'm so disgusted with what they're putting out there. I refuse to spend money in Wrigleyville. I've seen the Cubs in Milwaukee. I've seen the Cubs in St. Louis. I'll go to St. Louis all day, every day to see the Cubs. I'll go to the Milwaukee all day, every day to see the Cubs. No, why would I go to those cities? Because they're not benefiting from it. I'm not giving them my money anymore to put that crap on the field that they put out there. Fuck it, they just lost 3-4 games in a row and missed the fucking playoffs. Fuck you, Ricketts. Next year, I will see my Cubs live next year. I'm going to see it in Cincinnati when they go to play the Reds.
Wow. I didn't know.
No, that's the type of fan I am, and that's the type of fan I wish everybody else was. You could be a fan, but be smart with your money. Stop giving the Ricketts all that money to put crap out there in Wrigley Field. Stop giving the McCaskies all this money to put a 14 loss in a row team out there. Stop going to the games. The only way. Even Vince McMahon, stop going to Raw. Stop going to SmackDown.
Stop watching it on TV.
Yeah.
The only way you're gonna make a statement is hit these billionaires in their pockets.
Marcus, what did you want to say?
I was gonna say it's more important to stop watching them on TV than going to the live shows, because now that money comes from a TV contracts more than live audiences and pay-per-views. So it's if they aren't drawing the rating, then that's where they're gonna hit them more than the live event, because they're gonna make those numbers up anyway. We all know that WWE don't have for WrestleMania don't have all those thousands and things like that, but yet they're getting these hundreds of millions from USA or NBC or Disney or whoever, and that's where the money's coming from. So if their ratings, like you see, last week Raw was down to 1.3 billion. Million. Right, we're already seeing the decline of that. So Roman is coming back pretty soon. That's why we got Cena in there. That's why Rock is coming back. But Raw has been crap. That's why my attitude was when I got to review it is because it's crap. It's to the point where I in all the years I've been watching wrestling, I've never fast forwarded this much in my life. Go ahead.
But here's the crazy part about it, because me and you traded Raw and Collision, you don't even like AEW, but that's just at least better than this. Stop taking.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Because realistically, there's only two good wrestling shows right now on TV: NXT and SmackDown.
Well,
And
gentlemen,
SmackDown's debatable depending on the star power that they have. The only legit good wrestling you get is NXT.
Right. I mean, as far as the
Wow.
Bears,
yeah.
it's to the point where
Yeah.
I
Close it out once
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time, and I'm sorry to cut that off because we opened a good can of worms there. We'll get back to it. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, and on behalf of the mastermind, Bobby Rogers, Tony Motown Allen, Marvelous Marcus Buckley, and the Gadget Man, Chris Woods, who we missed today, but we will get back once we get our technical stuff back in order.
No, his was his. He had bad connection to Fishers.
We will see you next week. We will see you in the future. Hit it.
Oh, how you feel, brother? Feeling good. You feel good? Feeling good. It's groovy. Play so much bone, brother. How you feel, man? I feel all right. I call your name. I don't want no people to know you're in here. How you feel, fella? Hey, Jam. Sure getting down. Look at him. Ha. We're gonna have a funky good time. 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 Let's take 'em up, Fred. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Ow. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh? Yeah, let's do it one more time. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Hey. Brother. Yeah. Now I want everybody. Let Fred blow about 2 choruses. And then I want to wave you in. Let's go and do that. We did this now. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get that fella with the little horn over there. You gonna change horns on me? Fred, can you take us higher? Yeah. Take us higher. Fred! Fred! Fred!
I hope my rant on the Bears wasn't too over the top. Fucking pissed about that shit.
I don't think it was, and that
Cool.
was my fault because I kind of initiated that.
No,
So that was my
it's like, and me and Bobby it's fucking me and Bobby were talking about it earlier. It's like they need to win today. You need to beat the 0-3 Denver Broncos, and it was I'm sick of the shit. I am fucking sick of it.
Well, see, I understand loyalty to a team that is trying to legitimately win. I don't understand loyalty to a company that can make any outcome that they want, but yet deliberately try to piss people off.
I definitely get you.
Yeah.
But that shit that we saw today, Marcus, that was some bullshit.
Absolutely. I mean,
because not only did they blow a 28-point lead, they in field goal range, Rob. I know you don't want football, Rob.
I understand most of the rules. It's just
fourth down late in the game. They kick a field goal and have a lead. And they decided that instead of kicking a field goal, they were gonna go for it and got fucking stuck. And then the other team fucking kicked the field goal to beat their asses.
Well, were they at 4th and goal, or where were they?
No, it wasn't 4th and goal. No.
Where the fuck were they?
Like what, 30-yard line, something like that. 20, 30.
Fuck that shit.
And then,
even I know that's a dumb idea.
Take the goddamn points.
Yeah, even I know that's a stupid fucking idea.
Then they were driving, and Fields once again trying to do reception. You know, I was like,
yeah.
But I wasn't expecting a lot from the Bears, but I expected some improvement.
I expected more than this.
I mean, I'm not even mad at the coaches, especially the defense, because I mean, you can't trade Roquan Smith, you can't trade Khalil Mack, you can't not be signed Knicks. and expect much from a defense.
Well, see,
But
I
okay,
know.
I get what you're saying, Marcus. But if that's the decision you're gonna make, hire Eric the Enemy. If you're gonna be like fuck the defense, don't give me a defensive minded coordinator as your head coach. If you're gonna get rid of your defense, bring in an offensive minded coordinator who can help Justin Fields.
I'm right, because I was really shocked and wasn't happy with hiring. Like, wait a minute, you all hiring the Colts defensive coordinator, the defense that just couldn't stop Jacksonville.
The 2-win Jacksonville when you had to win a game to get to the playoffs.
I was like, I was disappointed with that hiring. I will admit. But
see, I know enough about football to understand the dynamics of the game. The three things I have a problem with are the penalties. When somebody throws a flag on the field, I'm completely lost.
I get that.
Number two, the stats, because there's too much information for me to keep track of.
Get that too.
And three, the strategy. Everything that you guys were just talking about now might as well have been like neuroscience to me. I haven't the slightest idea how a defense is coordinated.
I'm a dummy it down for you, Rob.
Okay.
You just traded away to move up in the draft to get a quarterback. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I'm not a football person, higher up person. But in my opinion, when you give up shit to get a really good quarterback, you hire a head coach like Eric the Enemy, who is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs that won a couple Super Bowls, and he coached Patrick Mahomes, versus a defensive coordinator who shit the fucking bed. And his own defense wasn't even that good.
But let me ask you a question. If you compare what the Bears have and what Kansas City has, how good would Bieniemy look right now with what the Bears have?
Better than Eberflus.
Yeah, maybe. But let me see. I think sometimes with coaches, coordinators, they get too much credit and they take too much blame. Wow.
Are they having a party at the Hampton, Bobby?
Let's look at it.
I guess so.
But here's my thing, Mark.
But I'm saying, I mean, look, like we talked about before, is the Bears from attracted Mahomes? How will he look? Will he look as good as he does now? Probably
no.
Hold on. Let me say this. When you put that into that aspect, okay, think about this. Mahomes is a very special player. That's like Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So you could easily.
No, I think he would have sucked here. I really think he would have sucked here.
I don't think he would have. I think he would have pulled way more games than what we want. I think we would have been more of a 500 team because he improvises and does things on his own. So yeah, I think Mahomes would have made a difference.
But the Bears don't have a Tyreek Hill. The Bears don't have a Travis Kelce. The Bears didn't have a Kareem Hunt. So I mean, I don't know about that.
I really think that like the best thing that happened to Mahomes was that they didn't pick him.
Right.
The reason I say Eric the Enemy would have been a better pick. I mean, and I get what you're saying. Like, we don't know how much was him or Andy Reid, but Jesus Christ, at least he's an offensive person that knows what good quarterbacking is. That was what he did.
All right, guys, I have got to head out.
Nothing to do with offense. You got a good young team with a good young quarterback that you like gave up draft capital to get. I just feel you need to bring an offensive mind in to work with that.
I mean,
versus mortgaging off your defense, and you got your defensive coordinator who don't know shit about offense to develop him.
I agree, but the problem is the Bears just don't have any talent, and I don't care how great of a coach you are. If you don't have the players, you're not going to look good. It's just that simple.
That's true too. It's a balance.
That's just what it is. Phil Jackson wouldn't have looked good without the talent he had. He wouldn't have looked as good.
I get what he's saying.
Right. I mean, you see what happened.
But they have more talent on offense this year than they had last year. And you don't have talent on your defense because you gave it fucking away.
Exactly.
All right, guys. I got to get up off of here and get some stuff done.
All right, I'll check y'all later.
All right, guys.
A little bit later.
All right.
All right.